everyone, welcome back to Paint Together Studio. Today, we are going to paint this beautiful stainless steel jug using only 3 watercolor pigments. Metallic objects often look complicated, but they are actually one of the best exercises for learning watercolor because they teach you how to observe light, reflections, and values rather than the object's local color. Throughout this tutorial, I will explain not only how I paint each step, but why I make those decisions so you can apply these techniques to any reflective object. Let's begin with the materials. For most of this painting, I am using a number 10 round watercolor brush. But for the small details and highlights, I switch to a number 1 round brush. One tip I would like to share is this. A good watercolor brush does not simply hold more paint, it holds more water, giving you smoother washes, softer transitions, and much better control over your edges. If you are just starting watercolor, don't feel pressured to buy the most expensive supplies. Visit a local art store and ask questions. Most art store staff are artists themselves, and they can recommend excellent beginner materials based on your budget. If your budget is limited, I would recommend spending your money in this order. First, buy good watercolor paper. Second, buy a quality brush. And finally, buy paints. If you are still learning color mixing, a watercolor set is a great choice because it includes all the essential colors. As your confidence grows, you can slowly build your own professional palette. Let's begin with the drawing. Whenever I sketch objects like this, I never start with the small details. Instead, I first look for simple geometric shapes. This jug is basically built from an oval, a cylinder, and a few gentle curves. Breaking complicated objects into simple forms makes drawing much easier and helps maintain proper proportions. Keep your pencil lines very light. Once I'm happy with the proportions, I trace the final drawing using a waterproof black ball pen. This step is completely optional. Many watercolor artists prefer a clean painting without visible outlines, while others enjoy an illustration style with line work. Personally, I like keeping the sketch visible because it gives the artwork more character and clearly defines the structure. Before you start painting, spend a minute checking the symmetry. Ask yourself, is the opening centered? Is the handle balanced? And does the jug feel stable? Correcting small drawing mistakes now is much easier than fixing them after adding paint. A strong painting always begins with a strong sketch. For today's painting, I am using only 4 colors: ultramarine, ivory black, dioxazine purple, and china white for final highlights. One thing you will notice throughout this lesson is that I mainly use the wet on dry technique. Why? Because wet and dry gives much better control over edges and values, which is extremely important when painting reflective metal. Soft edges are beautiful, but sharp edges create the illusion of polished steel. Another important principle is this: don't paint the object. Paint the light that reflects on the object. That's the secret behind realistic metal. Now the exciting part begins. Instead of trying to paint shiny metal directly, I'm going to build it gradually using transparent layers. For the steel surface, I am mixing ultramarine with ivory black. Notice that I'm not using plain black. Mixing blue with black creates cooler shadows, making the metal feel cleaner and more reflective. For the deeper reflected shadows near the bottom and underneath the jug, I introduce dioxazine purple. Purple is an excellent shadow color because it adds the richness without making the painting appear dull. One of the biggest mistakes beginners make is painting everything with the same value. Instead, think in terms of three groups: light values, mid values, and the dark values. Once those three values are correct, the object immediately starts looking three-dimensional. And also notice that I never covered the entire surface with one solid wash. I'm always leaving some paper untouched for the brightest highlights. In watercolor, the white paper is your brightest paint. Once it's covered, it's very difficult to bring that brightness back. Work from light to dark. Each transparent layer slightly increases the contrast. After every layer, pause for a moment and ask yourself, do I really need another layer? Sometimes the answer is no. Overworking is one of the quickest way to lose the fresh look that makes watercolor beautiful. Remember, watercolor isn't about adding more paint. It's about knowing when to stop. Metal is like a mirror. It reflects everything around it. That's why you can see bright white shapes beside very dark shadows. Those strong value changes are what convince our eyes that the object is metallic. As I build the reflections, I'm constantly comparing one shape against another. I'm not thinking this is the side of the jug. Instead, I'm thinking this is a dark shape next to a bright shape. Training yourself to see abstract shapes instead of object is one of the biggest steps toward realistic painting. Keep your brush strokes following the form of the jug. This helps reinforce its volume and creates a smoother finish. Now it's time for the finishing touches. There are several ways to create highlights in watercolor. Some artists preserve the white paper from the beginning, some use masking fluid, others prefer a white gel pen. Today I'm using China white watercolor for a few finishing highlights. I use white pen very sparingly. If every highlight is bright, nothing stands out. Instead, place highlights only where the strongest light naturally hits the surface. A few carefully placed highlights can completely transform a painting. We are almost finished. Take a moment to compare the first layer with the final result. Notice that we didn't use complicated techniques. Everything was created by patiently building transparent layers, controlling values, preserving highlights, and carefully observing reflections. That's the beauty of watercolor. Realistic paintings aren't made with the complicated brushwork. They are made with observation and patience. I hope this tutorial helped you understand not only how to paint a stainless steel jug, but also how to approach any reflective metal object with confidence. If you learned something new today, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. I upload over 40 new watercolor tutorials every month, covering everything from the beginner exercise to realistic watercolor techniques. Thank you so much for painting with me. Keep practicing, trust the process, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Happy painting!